Yeah, baby.
uh.
Two friends, two minds, and one love for Arsenal Football Club. You are now listening to the Cod and Two Minds podcast.
What up, big dog?
What's up?
We're back. It's been a long road, but we're back.
Oh, man, trying to figure out all this technology.
You know what I'm saying? So what's been going on?
Oh, man, I caught myself a little cold after going up for some debauchery in the hills, gambling for 4 or 5 days, and then I came back and all of a sudden I got the Gamboo flu and shit.
The Filipino flu? Got you.
Yeah.
But
other than that, over here in California, it's been raining like it was like New Orleans or something, just been pouring.
Yeah, it rained here last night, so it's whatever. It's wintertime.
Yeah, small talk, weather, all that.
It's been a crazy ride for Arsenal, but just like I suspected, we would get our shit together, playing against weaker teams. Haven't had a big game in a while. We're getting points, so
right.
It's just things as usual. Things are going according to plan.
It's Chelsea finally lost, so oh, what a surprise. Oh gosh, like everybody thought they were gonna just win out. They're gonna win out, never lose a game for the rest of the year and shit. Come on, man. Come on.
The only worst thing about that is them losing to Spurs.
Yeah. I mean, that's the worst of two worlds playing against each other.
Yeah, I wasn't too pleased with that, but you hear all that shit about Costa.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it seems like the overriding sentiment is, hey, man, if somebody's going to offer you 5 times what you're getting paid right now, you got to go. You got to go.
He's like, fuck you. I'm out.
Hey, it's been fun and all, but peace.
I don't give a damn about titles, first place, goals, Conte. Get me the fuck out of here.
That nigga don't even know where China is and shit. He like, shit. All right. Okay.
Yeah. And even if he didn't want to go, his wife wants to go.
You damn right.
So that's good for us, I guess, although they continue to win, or that they won without him, and they look pretty good doing it. So it doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead, I was an optimist at the start of the season, but this is same old. You go ahead, man.
Oh, well, I mean, if there's just one thing that I'm always going to wish every season is that we finish above Tottenham. So, if we get closer to Chelsea at top, that's one thing. But if the Tots are the ones that catch them and we can't catch them, then that's gonna bug me. Yeah.
That's the new trophy. Finish ahead of Tottenham.
Right.
And it's really exciting now because they're a decent side, so it's good competition. So that's pretty much all I'm looking forward to at this point in the season, because when Champions League starts and we play Bayern Munich, when we play a big game against Chelsea here in a couple weeks, You know,
Exactly.
we'll see how it goes. But that's the stumbling block. That's the hurdle. Are we gonna be able to show up in big games? And right now, based on what I've seen, I just don't know.
I and I mean, people cracking me up, man. The people, within with the fans within the squad fighting with each other,
Yeah, it's the worst.
to be a realistic person and be like, hey, don't see much chance against Bayern. Then how dare you? How dare you speak of this?
Yeah, it's everything that's wrong with society. You got fans, and I hate to say it, a lot of Arsenal fans are, I'm not gonna just paint them as pussies, but it's you can't criticize the team. You can't have any real feelings about what you're seeing if it's anything that has to do with disappointment, because the team is so mentally weak. They'll hear that or read that and they'll play bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can't, like we're fans and we can't, come on, not one negative thought, my friend, or the team might start playing bad. You're negative.
Yeah. Don't be sending that vibe out, man. God.
Right. And it's just it's ridiculous. If you're not happy with the teams playing in certain situations, it's, as fans, I mean, that's why we do this. It's a release. It's fun to scream and yell at the TV, or at the same time be happy and joyous when they do good and look good. It's what it's all about. I mean, here as a Raider fan here in America, I'm in Dallas right now. And right. Fools are losing their mind. They had a great season, But Jason Garrett didn't run Zeke enough, and how dare him? And Jerry's got to get rid of his. You know what I mean? All day long. Yeah. But and even within the Cowboy Nation, you don't even see people going back and forth. It's just like, hey, come on, we had a good year, and the guy's like, yeah, I know we had a good year, but we could have won the Super Bowl. And they're like, yeah, you're right. But right. if the shoes on, if from an Arsenal perspective, if you were to do that, then be like, oh, you're just negative. You're not a real supporter. Get out of here. How dare you want Wenger to leave? Everything he's done for the team. It's like, oh my gosh, dude. Oh my God. Oh my God.
They say it like, hey, Wenger babysits my kids, man. Like, how dare you turn your back on the guy that's been watching my kids for? Just shut up, man.
I know him. I know.
Yeah. Like I know him personally and shit. Let me
right.
like I'll tell you what. Like, what if you went to the store and like you bought a lottery ticket and immediately held it up and went, psst, man, this ain't got a shot in the world to win. It ain't gonna win. People don't think that way, man. You got to think like you're a win. Come on, man. Like,
it's just a big bunch of foolishness. Like, you can't be a realist at all when you're dealing with Arsenal as far as what you're seeing. Everything has to be positive and supportive and, oh my gosh, get behind the team. It's like it's 7:00 in the morning. On a Saturday, I'm watching the game. I'm supporting the team. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a fan, and everybody knows the rule. When it comes to football, once you pick your team, you can't leave that team. You can't.
Period.
So everybody who has chosen Arsenal is a true fan. You have some that are disgruntled, and you have some that are blindly, optimistic about what's on the horizon. And it's like, if you've been a fan for, however long we've been a fan, since 98, nothing's on the horizon with this guy.
No.
It's going to be the same thing, So, all that back and forth on Twitter is crazy. I had some dude come at me and, we went at it for 2.5 hours, and he said I was... He ended up saying, this is my favorite, people who pretend to be offended. Like, you can't do that shit with me. You know? if you're a grown man, you can't be offended by what a stranger is typing you on Twitter. So don't even, oh my gosh, I'm so offended. He called me a racist. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the only thing I did is I said, I'm guessing English is your second language. That's all I said.
Yeah.
And it came to be true. Like, he admitted it. Yeah. And you shouldn't be making fun of me because English is my second language. And I'm like, dude, I just guessed. And you validated my guess. But anyway, he's a jerk off. Of course.
In an hour and 45 minutes into the talk from a guy that he friended me that day. I don't know. Did he friend you that day also?
No, I mean, he was trying to spy. He was like, "Oh, so are you from Oakland too?
Before you got into it with him, he had already friended me. You know, I think he gave us a little shout out, like, "Oh, that's cool, like your podcast or something." You know, whatever.
Wow, I ruined it.
And then like an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes into your guys' argument, he hits me up with a direct message talking about, hey, man, is your friend from Oakland too? That guy, you know? Like, man, I didn't even respond to him because I'm like, dude, what? Like, seriously, what? We're going deeper? We're going deeper into this?
Yeah, because, I mean, all I said was the FA Cup game, we barely won. I said, you know, we could have and should have lost, you know, but good result. You know, I'm happy for the win, and, you know, just hoping for the best, you know, broken man hoping for the best. And he comes back, stupid tweet, dude. There's no way they could have won. And it was just one of those days where you're just like, stupid tweet. I mean, what did I say that was wrong? They should have scored 3 goals in the first half. We only scored 2, so we could have lost. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh my gosh, you disagree. And he just goes on and on and on. And I was like, dude, you're a troll because you won't leave me alone. He's like, how am I trolling you? How am I trolling you? And that's when I ate his lunch. So anyway, 2 hours later, after me embarrassing this guy, he unfollows me. So I won.
Winner.
Anyway, let's get to the festivities from Saturday. What did you think?
What I expected. I believe Swansea is the worst squad in the whole league, and you know, little slow on the go to get going. But I never had a doubt. I was like, we're gonna put him in against this team. I guess the one thing I'd be happy about, clean sheet. You know, hey, cool, clean sheet.
Definitely a clean sheet. We defeated Swansea 4-0. On their ground, or was it? It was on their ground.
Yeah.
And you know, just a nice stroll in the park. It did take a while for us to get going, but once we gained control of the game, it was one of those games where it was never a doubt. It was great to see Ozil back on the pitch. I thought he. You know, you could clearly see we missed him and his vision, and just, you know, the perfection of every pass really was great to see him back. Who were some of your standouts?
Ozil played a pretty good game. You know, I'm going to say, actually, Iwobi played good. Iwobi played very good. I guess standing out for me, I actually thought Gabriel played pretty damn good.
Yes, I like Gabriel right back because Arsenal, we don't cross the ball anyway. Plus, he gives us a little more size on set pieces, and you know, he's just solid. He's just, you know, nothing fancy, but just solid. And you know, sometimes that's what, you know. Bellerin is way better than him, but you know, like I always say, he plays with the handbrake on. The kid can be world class, but he's, you know, kind of timid.
Yeah.
Doesn't really want to be aggressive. Kind of got the Gibbs gene, but hopefully, if with some good coaching, he can get that out of him. But I thought Gabriel. You're right. I thought Gabriel played a great game, and I kind of like him playing there. He's solid.
Yeah, and I mean, we always want depth, and that right back position has been, Bellerin has played damn near every game for 2 years now there. So, I mean,
Right.
to see somebody that, we can spell them every once in a while. Okay. All right.
Right. And not really lose anything. Definitely.
Yeah.
I thought Iwobi was
Back line
go
played
ahead.
well. The back line played well. In general, they didn't take a lot of pressure on. They didn't have a lot of pressure on them. But I'm gonna let you go on about Iwobi for a minute. But I guess really it's about Check. The few times he did get challenged, Check. There was a couple of them Check had to really do some reaching for and diving
Definitely.
for, and he played well. He played very well.
Definitely. Yeah, I thought Iwobi was tremendous. The energy in which he plays, he's kind of like another version, not as far as world class, but just as far as the energy he brings, he's kind of like Alexis. You know what I mean? He's zipping around the pitch, he's getting involved, he's doing 1-2s and a couple own goals, but he was aggressive enough to shoot. That's something as Arsenal fans we always want, just shoot the damn ball. And he did. And look what happens. We get a couple own goals. But as far as his midfield play, his movement, his passing, just all over the pitch, zipping around.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with the way he played.
Yeah. I love that, his style too is just like it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch. Yeah, hands by his side, chest out.
Yeah,
Kind of running through tackles. People trying to leg tackle him. He just running through them. I
Raw.
mean, you can
Yeah.
tell he's one of them like hard as a board kind of dudes.
Yeah, big kid. Yeah, totally. He's like he's getting to the point where he's like a joy to watch play because he's so unique in his style and his movement, his size, and he's got those quick ass feet. You know what I mean? He can play in tight spaces. So yeah, he's slowly becoming, just one of my favorites to kind of watch every week because he's so different yet so good and young. So the energy is great. We need more of that for Arsenal. It's kind of weird watching Arsenal play when it's just Alexis out there because he's the only one really zipping around with quality. Ox zips around, but he's like chicken with his head cut off, kind of zipping around. But
Right. Iwobi's head too. Like one of the things I noticed about Iwobi too, like I was talking about how he runs through tackles. He also, when he has the ball and he sees like, or he's going for a ball, like he's smart enough to not just go for the ball. Oftentimes you see him like stick his leg in front of the guy that's going to be challenging him. Because he knows, like, the guy can't go through me. Like, he's not going to go through me. So, like, I mean, he's, like, aggressively smart. Like, he's a smart guy for a young kid. Like,
right. Tremendous awareness for a kid, too, as far as, the way his body moves and the anticipation, like you're saying, like, in those little battles, like he might get there, kind of flick it forward, or you know what I mean. Like he just, tremendous. I thought Alexis played good as usual. Giroud with another goal. That's 5 in 5 games. He's, he's huge for us right now, and I like Alexis up top by himself, but I like when Alexis plays out wide with Giroud too. Especially with Ozil there. Because Ozil and Alexis have chemistry, like they get each other, and then if you mix Giroud in the middle, like Alexis is the only one who can really get a good cross in the box consistently. You know what I mean? So
right.
it's good for him to be out wide and Giroux to be in the middle for him to put those crosses in there. So
The kind of the difference between Alexis and Ozil feeding the box into the middle or like to a cutter is that Alexis's style is like kind of like it's like the definition of like teasing balls, you know? Like
right, that yeah, exactly.
he sees that cutter and he likes to kind of loft it up towards him where you see like it's on the money. Like it's going to take a great play from the defender to stop it. And, you know, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
Exactly. The one
but
on
Ozil,
Ozil.
but Ozil, he tends to like to try to kind of feed it on the ground a lot. So, you know, I don't think it falls under the same class as a teasing ball into the middle because sometimes he's just trying to kind of thread the needle, you know, like
Exactly. He'll put it
ground.
he'll put it in the space on ground. But yeah, the teasing ball Alexis passed to Ozil for the attempted header that Giroud finished is exactly what you're talking about because they're not too high, you know. Even they're just perfectly weighted. You know, anybody can get it. You know what I mean? It's just one of those nice little teasing crosses, as you so eloquently put it. Ooh,
and stuff.
All right, so go ahead.
So the note on Giroud for me was like I don't know why. I mean, okay, I understand why he went ahead and let Giroud finish the half. But to see him come back out, like, it just puts more questions in my head at times on like our physio or like I don't even know why you really want to test it. Like, why do you feel like you need to like, let's run him out there for 10, 15 more minutes and see if he's really injured. He was obviously injured. He was pulled up. As soon as he scored that goal, he kind of asked for a switch. You know, okay, there's only 12 minutes to go in the half. Go ahead, let him finish. But, like, come out of the half with somebody new. Like, there's no reason not to. Like,
exactly. Perez, you know, he's chomping at the bit. He's been playing great lately. Well, you know, why not give him a run out there, maybe get a little more confidence heading into the, you know, some of the tougher games coming into the season. Clearly, great point because – you know, that happens a lot. He was clearly hurt, you know, get him out of the game. You know, we didn't really, the win wasn't secure or solidified yet. You never know. But you got to trust the quality and depth of your squad. You got a player that's been playing great lately. Play him. Yeah. He's a striker. Play him. You know, you know you're going to leave Alexis out there. We'll get to that later when he got subbed off, his reaction. Before we'll finish on that. Before we get to that, though, let's what did you think about Aaron two-touch Ramsey? He's going to sneak another touch. I'm not quite sure what. Oh, there's a back heel from Aaron. And, look at him go. What'd you think of Aaron?
Like always, you know, putting too much on it. Come on, man. Just, can you please just, just move, just keep the ball moving, man.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane.
Just keep the ball moving around. When somebody, you know, when we go one touch to Ramsey, he holds it. He stops and fakes back to the other side. He doesn't go to the guy that's open on the wing. He tries to squeeze it in the middle to somebody that's making a cut. Like, people can call that positive football, but like, you know, I mean, just like, how about just continue on with the play?
Yeah, sometimes you have to be patient and build up and break a team down with a clear pass. You know what I mean? And yeah, when the pass is there, make the right pass. You know, he'll sneak a couple touches in. He just makes me feel uncomfortable because he's not really getting away from anybody. So you're like, oh shit, he's going to get the ball taken away from him, and then he passes it back.
I know.
But go ahead.
When he holds it for that extra count, somebody always closes him down. Like, you know, like, I mean, he may do good enough to kind of block the guy and then, end up passing it back to Mustafa, or something like that. But like, I mean, it's like, why do we have to go through that? Like, why don't you just pass the ball, dude? Like,
yeah, exactly. But I mean, let me just put it to you this way. I saw a few glimpses of him getting some sort of form back this last game. I saw a few.
It's why I held back. It's why I held back to, when you said who played well. Like, I wanted to say our defensive mids played well, but I had to hold back a little bit on Ramsey, and then I thought about Xhaka, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, our defensive mids, they really didn't get challenged to do a whole lot in that game. Like,
no, Swansea's terrible. Terrible. I mean, in Bradley, you can see, Bradley never had a prayer.
No, dude, no. I mean, the poor guy. 11 games. 11 games. Get the hell out of here, American. Get out of here.
See you later, alien. But
what's the German coach's name?
This guy they got now?
The German coach, that likes to sniff his ass and shit.
Oh, you talking about Jurgen Love?
Love. He's not the only one though. Like, Bradley does it too. Bradley's he's been a nut sniffer for a long time too.
You remember that one game I paused it when he was smelling his ass? Everybody, like, when you, as a grown man, when you got your fingers, like when you got your 4 fingers to your nose and you're sniffing hard, everybody knows what you're doing, dude. You're checking your scent. You just scratched your nuts and you're checking. And that fool, it's like he was getting power off that shit. He was sniffing so hard. I love that. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and sniff my fingers right now. Fuck it. Anyway, that's enough of that. That's enough of the silliness, dude. People aren't listening for that. Ooh,
hey,
so serious.
People can listen for whatever reason they want.
Let's give an analytical breakdown of the game and all the passes and stuff.
Well, wait a second. Now, apparently, Arsenal completed 932 passes during the game and stuff, and Xhaka had...
That's my favorite. When people post, like, the Xhaka numbers.
Yeah, just stop it. We all watched the game. That's why, when people tune into this podcast, it's not a complete recap of, oh, gosh, the goal came in the 34th. No, me and you are talking, and they're listening.
5 challenges and 4 balls won. That was the best in the Premier League this weekend. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So who we got coming up? What's up?
We got Burnley next.
Oh, okay.
We got Burnley, and it's on Sunday.
That's going to be a blood and thunder match. Wenger hopefully has the team mentally prepared for the physicality and what that game's going to be about. Any news on Giroud right now?
It seemed like all I heard was that he did pick up a knock. To this moment, we do not know yet exactly the extent of the injury.
He will be having a scan at my house. He's got a fucking scan machine at his house. He invites Giroud over for dinner and gives him a scan in his fucking doctor uniform. Ooh, he does everything. Everything.
Look over there. There is a plate of goat cheese and fresh tomato slice.
He does everything, but he doesn't buy handkerchiefs so he can wipe his nose. He doesn't do that. He wipes his nose, not with the palm of his hand. Like, that's savage. That's as savage as it gets. I can see the outer part of your hand, but he does this shit with the palm. I love that guy. I want to see footage of Wenger on a fucking tractor mowing the fucking pitch so that we could fucking put that feather in his cap. You know what I mean? The pitches. They have the best pitch in the league, and Arson mowed it.
Arson always mows after 9 p.m. because that's when the grass grows best, okay?
You want to get it at 9 p.m. because the sun is in decline on an angle and the glass. Yeah.
Decline. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, and here's another thing. Okay, with let's end it on this. We're gonna the contract shit. Like, you know, we've seen this before. You know, players come and go. You know, I see people talking about, well, screw Alexis, dude. If he doesn't sign, nobody's bigger than the club. But those are the same people that have Wenger's back way too hard. He doesn't even sign his contract until it comes to an end.
I know.
To the point where, like, we can't really hire nobody. We can't talk to nobody. We don't know what's going on. And Ozil was like, if Wenger stays, I'll stay. And I love Ozil for that, because he's basically making the point that, hey, get off my ass. This motherfucker, our manager, hasn't even signed a contract. Hasn't even signed his. What about him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, his contract is due before ours.
Right. We got 18 months. His shit is over at the end of the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to talk about holding a team hostage. So, you know, we implode, get fourth place, and he decides not to be the coach anymore, or he doesn't want to sign the contract. You know how shitty and screwed we are as far as finding a coach, getting him in. Yeah, it's just a big mess. You know what I mean? If you're not going to sign, say you're not going to sign, so that we can move forward and getting somebody in at the end of the season, and players who want to stay or leave because you're leaving can do that, and we can move on. But nope. You know what I mean? Everybody's focusing on Alexis and Ozil. Oh my gosh, they won't sign the contract. Forget them, man. If they think they're bigger than the club, players have come and go. All that bullshit. But it's like, this guy is bigger than the club, and you guys are fine with it.
Exactly. That's what Man City did last year. They already had Pep locked up before the season even ended. So the players could go into the offseason at least knowing who their coach is going to be. They could talk to him, you know, about possibilities and stuff like that. Wenger's going to wait. You know, Ozil already came out and said, like you sign Wenger, you sign me. How about that?
Bam.
How about that?
But yeah, I mean, all those jerk offs in our board are like, well, you know, we want to, but we've offered them an extension, and I don't know, you know. But the people who love Arsene and he's the greatest ever and everything he's done for the club will say, well, he always does this. Okay, well, don't get mad at Alexis and Ozil, because they're doing what he's doing. They're waiting. Yeah. They're biding time. They want to see what's going on, you know, all that bullshit. Yeah. So, you know, that's where I stand on that. I mean, we got to sign them if we consider ourselves a big club and this is what we want to do. And, you know, those are our two best players, and we need them. So we should be doing everything we can to be competitive on the market, not the China market, the European market, as far as what we pay football players at a big club. I consider Arsenal a big club. We're in the Champions League every year. We have the revenue, the money, the fans. So, you know, we need to be competitive in our pay. That needs to, the amount we pay our players needs to be, you know, represented as far as us being a big club. So let's, you know, hammer it out.
Yeah. I mean, they got these like salary schedules for everybody, and you know they don't pay a certain amount and blah blah blah. Like, I mean, you know, like I mean, you're not a big club when you talk like that.
Exactly. And when when you're paying a bunch of sorry fools a lot of money, not sorry, but just average players who, because they play for Arsenal, aren't considered average. But Theo makes a lot of money. Jack, Ramsey, all these players are making a lot of money. You know, that, you know, are they earning it? I'm not too sure. So that's where I stand on all that. Let's see. We got Burnley on Sunday.
Well, I mean, let's touch on it a little bit, since it's been 2 games in a row now. So, I mean, what do you make of the Sanchez disgruntlement and
Oh yeah.
I mean, is he truly upset about just the game? Is it with the club?
I don't. I just think he's a guy who likes to play, and he was pissed off because he got called off the pitch. I don't think it was anything more than that. Anybody who's got the amount of love he has for his two dogs, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not gonna get that upset about it. It has nothing to do with the contract. It has nothing to do with, this team sucks. I want to get out of here. None of that. It was just the fact that he wanted to keep playing. Like he's almost kind of retarded in that way, where he just needs to keep playing. Like he's an idiot savant. Like I gotta keep going. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, hey, 4-0, dude. 4-0 against Swansea. Like, take a rest, dude. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, he's upset and he's going off the field and stuff. But then when they showed him on the sideline, like, this fool was seriously like putting his head in his hands and like I'm sitting on the step. He won't go sit in the chair and shit. I'm like, damn, dude, like, seriously, come on, Alexis, man.
Yeah,
like
he was
like,
devastated.
Wenger is gonna have to answer hella questions about this and shit. Like, just go sit down in a chair, please. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, and here's the thing. Like, he's been with the team long enough to know that Wenger is gonna play him until he can't walk at some point during this season. So anytime you could take 10 minutes, what did he come out in the 75th? Somewhere around there, 80th minute? I mean, anytime you can get a little rest, it's fine. It's not that substantial. He was just being a spaz who likes to play football. There was a story when he was in Italy, like his car ran out of gas. And that motherfucker he jogged to a gas station, he jogged to practice, then jogged to a gas station, and then jogged back to his car and filled it up and shit. And you know what I mean? That's the type of person we're dealing with,
Right.
So it's whatever.
You could see by his body type that, like, he's got tremendous lung capacity. So
yeah.
That's the Inuit in him, the native South American in him. He can take in a lot of oxygen, And
if they ever do cast or make the movie Apocalypto 2, he should be the lead character in that movie.
Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah.
Ooh, that's a classic. The best subtitle movie I've ever seen in my life. I was enthralled. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Go ahead.
Just looking forward real quick. Just mark this on the calendar, everybody. Saturday, February 4th, Chelsea away, Stamford Bridge.
That's gonna be a big one. You already know how much I despise Chelsea. I Tottenham, I don't like them, but Chelsea get on my damn nerves, and that's the one. I mean, you want to talk about being supportive? There's no pessimistic Eric at that in those games. I'm all support, baby. I can't stand Chelsea. That's going to be a big game. If we win that one, you know how I go back up and down. I might be talking about title again.
I mean, folks, we need them to drop one game in between that time, and then that game means everything to us. So
I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, I mean, I've been quoted before, like, hey, I know Tottenham's who we're supposed to hate the most, but it's the headhunters.
Right.
It goes back to our bar in Austin, Right. Those Chelsea fans at that fucking bar used to piss me off. I hated them.
Right. So arrogant. Worse than Cowboy and Raider fans put together. Just awful.
Right.
Awful. That's why last year was just so tremendous. But that's going to be a big one. We got to get over Burnley. Be up for the physicality and the ugliness of this game. Have the team mentally prepared to play, and we should easily win that game. No problem.
I agree.
I want to say a few things to the fans. We apologize. We had a lot of technical difficulties, but we are back, God willing. Mondays, we're going to try to get them done by 10, uploaded, ready to go. So please go to iTunes, subscribe, rate, and review. Caught in Two Minds podcast. We're back. Thanks for all the support, the emails. Hey, what's going on with you jokers? Where you guys at? All that has been tremendous, and it's much appreciated. My Twitter handle is @eMarshall, EMARSHO, and the show's Twitter handle is CITM Podcast. Please hit us up. Drop us an email at citmpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to interact and get something going where we can answer some questions or maybe even have fools call in at some point. So just going to continue to grow it. Thanks for the support. Fiddy, what you got?
Hey, this is @GoonerRush, @GoonerRush. And hey, all I can say is it's good to be back, y'all. Missed you. Peace.
Peace. You dirty motherfucker.
Listen to that outro, though. Listen to it.
In the Cottage Two Minds. Please head on over to iTunes and subscribe, rate, and review the show. All feedback is much appreciated. If you would like to contact the show, drop us an email at citmpodcast@gmail.com. And be sure to follow us on Twitter @CITM Podcast, @GoonerRush, and @eMarshall. That's EMARSHO.
Spell it.
The music in this podcast has been provided by Statics. If you like what you hear, be sure to check them out at staticsentertainment.com.
My homie Steve.
Follow him on Twitter and Instagram @StaticsMusic. That's
It is so good.
Music. Peace.
Watch when the piano come back. Watch.
Oh, yeah. Wait for it, y'all.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Okay, peace out.